Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy. This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for. You give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. Good for footy.
Good evening and welcome everyone. How are you? That's a nice big St Kilda welcome. Great to see you all. Welcome down here to the Frankston RSL. What a night we are going to have with you lot. It's going to be awesome. Are you all looking forward to it or not? Yeah! Great. Welcome to That's Good for Footy, the family-friendly, live and interactive footy panel show. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. The shows are for the passionate supporters. These shows let you see the players be themselves. I'm ready, let's go. Please welcome, this is our St Kilda show. It is March the 26th, 2025. Please welcome to the show our first panellist. He was born on the 13th of December in 1995. He's played a total of 183 games and he's kicked 66 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2015. And when he plays for the St Kilda Football Club, he wears the number 9 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Jack Steele.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, how I want to be with St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Very lovely of you. I can't let you play out the whole song because you've got another player and you'll be all clapped out by the time he gets here. But how good is it to see Jack Steele, everyone? We love the boy, don't we? This is only his... Oh, there you go. Like that. It's only the 83rd time that he's been on the show, which is fantastic. I love the boy. Let's get into our second panellist. He's a little bit nervous out the back. He was pacing backwards and forwards before. You make him feel as welcome as you can, won't you? All right? But could you please welcome our second panellist on the show? He was born on the 18th of August in 2005. He's played a total of 25 games and he's kicked a total of 15 goals. He made his AFL debut in 2024. When he plays for the St Kilda Football Club, he wears the number 22 on his back. That's right. Could you please welcome to the stage, Darcy Wilson.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, how I want to be with St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in.
I'll let you go. Keep going. Go on. All right. Very nice. No, that's good. Thank you very much, everyone. That was lovely. How do you feel walking out to that, mate? Did you just feel wonderful and get goosebumps?
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
Now, I said, just go a little bit easy on him. I'm going to be on my best behaviour. I need you lot to do the same. But welcome along to this your first appearance on the That's Good Footy panel show. Jack, as I said, great to have you here. I just want to talk a little bit of football, boys, so we're going to get straight in off the top. Gents, nice to have you here. Thank you for making yourselves available. Good to see you both. Let's start with the positives. Great win last weekend. There you go. You've got a good record against the Cats at Marvel. That's now 4 wins from your last 4 encounters. How did you guys feel going in? I listened to Ross prior to the game and it seemed like he had addressed all the things with the group that he'd wanted you to focus on. Your intent was certainly there from the outset and you got off to a good start. Your pressure rating was over 200 for the whole game and it was evident with your tackling pressure. How did you see it?
Yeah, spot on, Damo. It was a great win, but coming out of round 1 against Adelaide, we had some pretty clear things that we needed to work on from that review. So, yeah, throughout the week, we got to work. And the best thing about Ross is he's very, very consistent in the way he approaches things. Although we didn't have a great round 1 performance, he was very level-headed throughout the week. He didn't, throw the baby out with the bathwater or anything like that. So good. He made it pretty clear what we needed to work on. And like I said, we got to work. And as a team, we really still stuck together and put our heads down, got our fingernails dirty on main session. It was a short turnaround, which sometimes when you lose is the best thing. You don't have a heap of time to think about footy.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't speak about it as a team. We didn't speak about it, but I knew the last few times we played the Cats at Marvel, we'd got them done. So I knew that was on our side.
Yes.
I knew that I'd hate playing us there.
Yep.
So I always had a little bit of optimism that we're going to turn it on as we did. So yeah, glad we could do it. But now the challenge is to keep doing it.
Absolutely. Please. I just wanted to touch on that with you, Darcy. Speaking of which, you've played the Cats 4 times at Marvel. You've come up against them, and each encounter you've come away the winner. So going into a game like that and knowing that that's what the record stands at, how much confidence did that give you as a player?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't know that going into the game, but...
Okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just told him now. That's good enough.
Yeah, Ross is pretty clear on just not being defined by the result, and we went in pretty clear-minded and how we're going to go about the game, and some tactics in how we're going to tag some key players. So I think the boys were pretty confident in the review after Adelaide of what we needed to focus on.
Yep.
And yeah, it was pretty good to come away with the win. So.
Absolutely. I agree with all of it. The funny thing was all the experts prior weren't giving you guys much of a chance at all. And I'm not talking narrow margin wins in their tips. I think that most of them were suggesting it was going to be a 40-point annihilation before the game had even started. So to know... well, what I was about to say, actually, I'll finish that. Now, not that you would have known this, how good is it to get that win? It certainly looked pretty special. The enthusiasm, the joy and the excitement, that would have been mind-blowing. And if you'd have been able to bottle that kind of thing and sell it, unbelievable. Moving forward. So my question comes back to, you didn't know that was the feeling of what the experts were suggesting, but you guys go out there, you play a great brand of football and you come away with a win. The excitement that I'm talking about, bottling that, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, it's something we've already spoken about in the last couple of days since we've been back into the club, how we can replicate that.
Yeah.
And it is, footy. There's a lot of variables that happen week to week, injuries. Teams are now going to start to prepare for us as we're going to do for them. So there's just things that can go wrong throughout the course of the year. So it's going to be hard to be able to replicate that for the rest of the year. But for a young side, what is key is to just try and be as consistent as possible and bridge the gap between your best and your worst games. So that's something we're going to try and do going forward is I suppose use the game on the weekend as an example. Like, we want to get as close to that as possible, and it is possible. It is possible to be able to do that every week. Me and Das on the way in, we're talking about Hawthorn at the moment and how they're still a very young side that are finding ways to do it every week. So that's a good example and something we can strive to be. There's
consistency, but then there's also continuity, and that's what the boys obviously at the club need to embrace. Being the captain though, Jack, how proud of you were of this young group of kids that you've got at the club at the moment with a win like that?
Yeah, it's awesome that they can contribute, be a part of it. We have so many players that played their first win for the club on the weekend, including blokes like Jack McRae, Maxwell, who was here last year, Isaac Keeler and Lance Collard had their first wins, kicked their first goals. It was so fun and infectious, and to see, I suppose the smiles on their face when the siren went, when we sung the song in the rooms afterwards. It was really special, and hopefully we can just do that a lot more times going forward this year.
And again, just to reiterate, that was the only reason I was talking about that enthusiasm and the excitement, the joy that it brought to every single player on the boundary line. Everyone stayed around after the siren had gone and, doing high fives with everybody in the crowd, handing out the footballs. It was just beautiful. Plus, you did it without Butler, King, Henry, Howard, Dow, Philippou, Clark and Sharman. We're talking like eight players out of your best 22, 23, and we're not out in the park, and you were still able to get that win away. I thought Caminiti down back did a great job. Rowe is quickly becoming the dominant ruckman in the competition, the one that he actually said he would be, which is fabulous. He was sensational. And Isaac Keeler, what a fabulous young kid. Cramped up a little bit in the end. Poor little fella, I felt sorry for him. But give us your opinion on Caminiti down back. How did you think that role played out? both of you from...
Yeah, I thought he was great. He's obviously a very competent forward, and a very hard forward to play on, I think. But yeah, Ross has seen quite a lot in him, and he trained a lot of the pre-season down back as well. So we knew we had that option to push him there if we needed. So we chucked him down there, and I thought he had some really great contests on the weekend. He fights and he scraps, and he works hard. And I'm just so glad that we've got a player that's so young that can play at both ends of the ground. I think that's very important.
And he couples in well, obviously, with the Great Wall of Wilkie, which is fabulous. I wanted to ask you in relation to getting first use and you then being on the outside or getting the ball down. How wonderful was it being with a ruckman like that?
Yeah, I can't talk for Steely because he's inside, but having someone like Rowe, his contest, his follow-up work, he has elite work rate, so covers the ground, probably the best in the league. We're really grateful to have Rowe, and even though he's a bit rusty round one, but it was good to see him come back and have a really strong performance against the Cats, and hopefully he can build into the season.
Absolutely, well said. Let's talk about the Darcy Wilson story. What is something about you, something that we may not be able to find out via either social media or Wikipedia? Any strange habits, rituals or superstitions? Tell us about playing footy for the Wang Tigers, and how much are you loving your footy down at the Saints?
Yeah, so originally grew up in Wangaratta, country Victoria. Country lad, grew up there pretty much my whole life. Really enjoy getting back home when I can, just seeing family and friends, get out of Melbourne, which is nice. Some
superstitions, rituals,
habits? Not too many. Try and eat pasta before a game is probably the only one really. Try to keep it pretty simple. No other real superstitions. It's like some other boys, but pretty simple,
Pretty simple. What's it like for you being down at the Saints though, and watching this core group of individuals that are coming into fruition? They're all like falling into line with the way that the coach and the club want to be represented out on the track.
Yeah, I think it's a great club for a young player to come into. Like, got some great leaders at the club at the moment who show the young blokes the ropes, as well as some amazing coaches. I honestly don't think you could get any better assistant coaches in the league.
Great.
As in Robert Harvey, Lenny Hayes helping out, Brennan Bolton. So we're very lucky to have those at the club. And again, with all the young players coming through, we're really motivated to try and achieve success and go to the next level. We're all driving each other to try to do that. So, it's a really exciting time at the moment for us boys to come in every day.
I love it. Well said. Who's one of the self-starters down at the club that just motivates themselves? Is there a particular player that does that extra yards out on the track, is always working maybe over and above? Is there one of those?
Well, Darcy just alluded to all the young fellas that have come into the club. Like, it's rare. Well, back in the day when I got drafted, it was rare to get a draftee that was self-driven. That sounds silly, but a lot of time they needed to be told where to be, what to do. But the kids coming in now, including Das, are very, very self-driven. And push the senior players along, which is great for us. And Darcy's one of those players that you were speaking of. Marcus Windhager's another. Mateus Philippou's another. Mitch Owens. Naz is a part of that group as well. So there's a good young core of young players that have just... they want to get better. They come to the club every single day, want to get better, want the club to be in a better place
and successful,
and win games of football and be successful, not just this year, next year, but just for a prolonged period. They want to create that culture and have it sustained. So that's what excites me as an older player, is having this young core, being able to push everyone else along.
It's interesting you bring it up, Jack, because I spoke with Jeremy Howe, still side bottom, when they'd won the 23 flag, and then they came back out in 24. There was the trade period, there was new recruits, there was kids that came into the club. They said exactly the same thing. Keeps them motivated. They were getting out and doing time trials, oh my God, bench presses, whatever, throw another 5 kilos on. But it was driving them, and it's a real integral part of that camaraderie and that what you want to build at the football club to have continued success. You've got a few boys who will still be missing a few games, as I mentioned before, but plus now Stocker will be under concussion protocols. What's going to be the focus with the Tigers this week? How will you approach this one?
Richmond, we're probably not focusing on them as a team as much, and it's more of the process. Even though they're probably shown to be a young group and a bit up and down, we're not really looking at them as being a poor team. We're just going into the game similar to last week, with just clear focuses on what we can control and not really let the scoreboard dictate us. Just play our brand of footy. Hopefully the end result will take care of itself. Very nice. So when we talk about coming up against Richmond, we're talking about a very young core group of kids. I know I was watching the games over the pre-season, leading into most of the jumper numbers looked like they were too heavy to carry because they're all up and around the 40s. But it's going to be interesting to see both teams come out against each other and play this weekend. You've quality opposition, see where that one goes. It's going to be good. What's going to be, what I wanted to allude to is obviously just going on with that. Good luck with your football and have a great game. All the best for this weekend. I wanted to then ask you this question. This might be a question probably more suited for the coach, but you hear things like one soldier down, another one steps up, and we know how much of a process it is to win a premiership. But which do you think plays the most pivotal role in achieving that success? Is it injury-free personnel or understanding of the game plan? And the reason I ask that is because of the amount of outs that are there at the moment. But one soldier goes down, another one steps up. Yeah,
I think it's understanding the role and the game plan. Like you said, we've got a lot of injuries at the moment, and we've done a lot of and spent a lot of time on our game plan and education throughout the course of pre-season and early part of the year. So we've had a lot of injuries, and we've needed people to step up, and we've seen blokes like Liam O'Connell, who has come in and played his role to a T, whether it's on the wing or down back. Max Hall's come in and played a half forward role, which is probably one of the hardest roles to play at the level. And he hasn't, I think, kicked a couple of goals in round one, but he's played his role to a T. Like, he's done everything we've asked of him. So to have those blokes come in is so crucial, so important, because at the end of the day, injuries are inevitable. They're a part of the game. They're going to happen, and they could happen in the worst of times. So you need everyone to be on the same page and everyone to be ready to roll.
Well said, well said. The definition of an AFL footballer is constantly changing and evolving. You are more of a professional athlete. You have always had to be skilled, fit and tough, both mentally and physically. But the game is moving so fast now, especially with turnover football, so much so that endurance and stamina are the new KPIs. How accurate is this assessment, and how much of your training is devoted to this? Yeah, I think Ross is a good example of someone who likes to have players that can run and take the game on. So, this pre-season we focus pretty heavily on our run and carry, because it is becoming a very high transition game and lots of turnovers. So, alluding to that question, I think that it is becoming a game where you need to be able to run both ways, and I think we're a pretty good club that can do that, and statistics showed last year in our GPS that we're pretty good at that. So we're pretty lucky to have some good S&C coaches at the club that kind of help us around that area. Beautiful, well said, Darcy. Your pre-season, how much of the focus was it at the club to be endurance athletes?
A fair bit of it. Yeah.
A fair bit of it, yeah.
We did plenty of running in the pre-season, and Darce loves it. It's his grand final, really. Like, he's made for it, whereas I'm not. But like I've certainly got I PB'd my time trial this year, so and I'm not just the only one. There's a lot of players, a lot of senior players too, that have had full pre-seasons and hit personal best. So. Like Dar said, that's a credit to Ross for pushing the program, for our S&C staff, I suppose for us as players for embracing the challenge, because it is bloody tough. But it's also been very fun and enjoyable, and it's all part of the process and getting better and setting standards.
It's good. I watched the game pretty intently on the weekend, and not only did I notice the amount of running that was in the game, but the tackling. It was like packs of 2 and 3, tackling all the time. Seemed to me that the conversation that had been taken from either the Adelaide game or just from pre-season really came into effect at the game on the weekend. I thought it was just really good to watch. It's important to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and people that push you to be your best. They push you to compete. Who is that for you? That might be at the club. It could be either inside the club or outside of it. Either way, who is it? Who's one of those people?
Yeah, for me, again, I'll probably allude to the young players, but me and Hugo Garcia are probably ones that push each other.
Okay.
Both come in he's pretty dog hungry, and he loves to get in a wrestle. I've seen him wrestling Steely a couple of times at training. So, but yeah, he's been really good in setting standards and high standards and pushing not only me but Steely and the others to the next level. So no, he's someone that I've enjoyed working with.
Okay, good. And who for you, Jack? Who's that sort of person that gives you that sort of push for you and makes you compete to be the best you can be?
At the moment, I think over the course of my career, it's probably changed a fair bit. But this year, I've gotten a lot closer with Robert Harvey, who's our midfield coach, and he was a forward coach for the last couple of years. But I've had a lot more to do with him this year, and we've had ongoing conversations throughout the course of pre-season and the start of the year about what I want to stand for as a player. And I've had a good career, but how do I, keep it going? How do I, start to influence blokes like Darcy and the younger players and leave them with or I suppose have an impact on their careers and the rest of the club. Like I said before, we're trying to pave the path for those to follow us. So I've got to be better for me and the team, but for everyone else to set the example. So Banger's someone that I just bounce off so much, whether it's just talking about what I did on the weekend, how I hit the golf ball, in my spare time, whatever it is. Yeah. But we all know that Banger's one of the best St Kilda people to put on the red, white and black. So it's a real privilege to be able to work with him and have these conversations with him.
I bet it is. I'd love that. That's brilliant. Who at the club outside of the leadership group and the line coaches is someone that you turn to for mentorship? And I know that you've just spoken about Bangers, but is there someone that you have as a mentorship role?
We have a pretty good psychologist in Sean Richardson, and he's probably more to do with the brain, but I've gone to him a bit with my mental side of the game, which I think is really important in today's game and age. So I think he's been really good in mentoring me around the mental side of the game. So he's probably someone that I've gone to.
There's a question that it'll come up very shortly that will probably explain that a little bit more, but it's your call and you have free rein to play. You play to your strengths. What position or what sort of a role do you see yourself playing? What sort of a position or what best position suits your playing style if you had free rein? I know that Ross is not going to give it to you, but I'm just suggesting.
For me, probably through the guts. Yeah. Potentially later on in my career, but I'm kind of happy to play wherever.
It's interesting. I asked that because Sink started forward and then went down back, and look how that role just fits him like a glove, hand in a glove. It's just brilliant. So I don't ask it to be facetious, but I'm actually just asking whether if you thought, you've probably got the most versatile role that there is outside of row, but what would you do?
Yeah, well, I think I'm best suited to the middle. Doing the grunt work. Not too quick, so I can hide there.
You like getting in and under.
Yeah, but Darcy's right. I've always I have had these conversations with Darcy about him eventually working his way into the midfield as his body gets a bit bigger, and he's got the engine for it for sure. He can he'd be a pretty dynamic midfielder, and that like we spoke about, it's the way the game's going. You've got to be able to run. So as Darcy's career goes on, I'd like to see him sort of progress in the midfield.
Good. I know a lot of people look up to you as being the future of the St Kilda Football Club. No pressure or anything though, all right? We all have something we know we're good at. Is there a skill or attribute that you think you could be actually better at in order to give yourself the 100% game that you're looking for?
Yeah, well, for me, I've really worked hard on my contested side of the game, my tackling and pressure, which is definitely improving. I've gone to Lenny Hayes a fair bit because he was really good at that kind of thing back in his day. So
brilliant.
Yeah. For me, there's no one really better to learn off than Lenny.
Absolutely.
So I've kind of worked on my contested side of the game. Okay.
Is there something that you want to introduce into your game, Jack, that just want to take that a little bit extra?
Yeah, definitely. As a junior, and even probably in under 18s, I used to be really good aerially.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's sort of, I don't know what reason, maybe just the level of at AFL, like it's sort of gone out of my game a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe there's always bigger people sort of flying for marks, so maybe I'm never a chance to get it. But I'd love to sort of be able to reintroduce that back into my game because I never really sort of fly from anymore. But hopefully throughout the course of the year of training and stuff, I'm going to try and really work on my contested marking and aerial stuff and see where that takes me.
Yeah, good. Thank you for being honest. In what aspect of the game do you see your own personal improvement and growth from last year to this year?
I think I have put on a little bit of size, so been in the gym a fair bit, trying to work on my strength. So I think that's a big area of growth I've worked on, and have seen growth. So that'll probably be the main difference from last year.
All right.
Which will hopefully eventually help me get inside.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think I just want to be a better kick, to be honest, as simple as that sounds.
Nice. Yeah.
I want to hit a few more targets.
Sometimes it's the simple things in life.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah, good. The club has provided you with an opportunity to play football, the thing you love, the job you have, the thing you really enjoy to do. How do you want to repay them?
I think it's obvious.
Pretty obvious with the flag eventually.
Darcy and I were talking about it on the way in. What motivates us and our purpose, and to be able to deliver a flag to the club, to a club that's only ever won before. There it is. It would be pretty special to be a part of that. So.
Oh, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm getting goosebumps now. That's fantastic. As fans, we watch the pre-game rituals. We watch the warm-up routines in the locker room. Prior to the game, there's always a lot of handshakes, a bit of back and bum slaps, encouraging embraces. How does all that make you feel personally?
It's it makes me feel ready.
You're good.
In all seriousness, to be able to look your teammates in the eye and tell them what you want to see from them today, and vice versa. It's just getting ready for war in a way. It's really cool thing that we do, and you probably take it for granted. That moment before you run out there and play in front of a packed crowd at Marvel Stadium is so fun and so good. And before we know it, for me anyway, Darcy's got a long career ahead, but I won't be able to do that anymore. So I've got to enjoy those moments, as silly as it sounds.
Yeah, nice. So tell me, how does it make you feel, all that camaraderie going on before the game?
Yeah, mixed emotions at times. It makes you pretty excited to go out there and just knowing that every player has your back. I normally get good advice from players, just play to your strengths, and you kind of get that motivation from everyone to do that, and it's a pretty good feeling. So
good, I like it. Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night football. It's all prime time viewing categories. You want to play your best, but you also want to look your best. So who or how many individuals down at the club go that little bit extra? Maybe with a new haircut, a new headband, or even a tattoo. What's the rules when it comes to deodorant, aftershave, or cologne?
Well, I don't know about game day, but throughout the course of pre-season, obviously we train in the sun. We're outside for a long period of time, and we got to be safe. We got to put sunscreen on. So pre-training, there's probably about 10 boys in the bathrooms putting sunscreen on. Then there's Ari Shellmaker on the end doing his hair. Not worrying about the sunscreen. He's just worrying about his bloody hair. So he's one to watch.
Okay, all right. What's your thoughts and opinion on that, Das? you want to play your best. Everyone goes out there to play your best, but you want to look your best too. So.
Yeah, I can't argue with Steely in the fact that Ari does love it, a bit of sun.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I get it. There you go. All right. Very nice. There are a few perks of being an AFL footballer. What's your favourite?
Well, for me, it's probably playing in front of a pretty good crowd every week. From someone who's grown up in the country, playing local footy with pretty early in the morning with dew on the ground and not many people there, and to, I don't know, one day playing at the MCG in front of 80,000. I think that's something that motivates me a lot, and definitely don't take it for granted. Yeah,
very nice. Favourite perk?
I wouldn't. Oh, it is a perk because I feel pretty good after it. But like going to an Aussie clinic where there's a kid there that is a Saints, or whether he's a Saints fan or not, he knows you're a footy player, and he just sort of he's a bit speechless and idolises you. It's sort of a bit of a full circle moment because you remember when you were sort of that age, or 10, 12 years old, and you couldn't wrap your head around that person being a footy player. Like it was so cool. So to be able to do that for the next generation is awesome.
Brilliant, love it. What's the best piece of advice you've been given about getting the most out of your career? Doesn't matter where it came from. In the club, out of the club, doesn't matter.
Best piece of advice is, I don't know, probably just playing to your strengths, I guess. That's the reason you got drafted. It's the reason you're in the AFL. And
nice.
I don't know, they say it a lot at the club, but that's something that resonates well with me. It's just, playing to your strengths.
Yep, good.
For me, I've recently started to just try and have a little bit more fun.
Okay.
And like I said when I was talking before about being a kid, like you have your most fun playing footy when you were a kid. So just try and bring that joy back into it. Because a lot of the time you might see on the screen, I don't have a smile on my face a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So just trying to, when I get a chance, think about my home club in Canberra.
Okay.
Think about the jersey, the colours, the name. And it's sort of a bit of a trigger to help me reset and enjoy the game a bit more. As serious as it is, as much as we want to win and get the job done, I feel like I can do my job better if I'm enjoying it a bit more and have that love for the game.
Geez, well said, mate. Love that. Well said. There's an old saying, it's a club of champions or a champion club. Which do you think best suits or represents the St Kilda Football Club? A team of champions or a champion club? Or a champion?
Probably a champion club.
Champion club. Good.
Yeah, I'd say at the moment, definitely.
Yeah.
We spoke about on the weekend, no one really stood out. Everyone played their role, everyone did their part, and we just had such a good team game. So, that's something to think about going forward.
How good's that? Because that comes back to the first and second question that I led off with. It's just, you could see it. And I'm sure you guys could see it too when they all come off the ground and they're all standing around the boundary line, and there was so much camaraderie, and you could have not worried about the bum and back slaps downstairs. You could have just brought them all out to the ground because it was so good at the end. I wanted to ask you this. So football clubs are built on DNA. What do you think the St Kilda Football Club's DNA is at the moment?
Well, I think loyalty. We talk about strength through loyalty. That's the motto of the club, I guess. And we haven't won a flag since '66, but we still feel the love. We still have so many people rock up to the games week in, week out. We've definitely got the most loyal fans in the competition, I think. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Very nicely said. Very nicely said. I want to ask you this. The younger you is having a chat with the older you. How proud would the younger you be with what you've achieved thus far?
Well, for me, the dream was to always play AFL. So, it'd be pretty cool to speak to my younger self and to know that, that I've achieved that goal. And I think it'd be pretty proud with all the hard work I've put in.
Great.
Coming from a small country town to be on the big stage. It's pretty cool.
That's great. Good conversation, I could imagine. I love it.
Yeah, I'm much the same. But again, sometimes it's very hard to reflect when your career's not done. You don't want to sort of take the time to do so because you want to just keep going and keep putting your head down. So I think yeah, at the end of my career, I'll probably have a good think about it. Or I might not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm to have nearly played, I think I'm up to about 180 odd games. Like to have done that, or if you had told me I was going to do that before I got drafted, I would be shocked.
Yeah, great, beautiful. Do you manifest things, guys? Do you write down your goals that you want to achieve? Are you that kind of individual or that kind of footballer where you manifest your...
Yeah, I do, and I've done for the last few years.
Okay.
And yeah, I suppose Darcy was talking before about Sean Richardson, the psych that we've got at the club, who does a lot of this one-on-one stuff with players.
Okay.
So it'd be a common thing, especially since Sean's been at the club for players to do that. But it's something that I refer to, or I look at every morning. I've got it hanging up, my list of goals,
Excellent.
both with footy and my life.
Yep.
That I look at every morning before I put my jocks on. So it's
great answer.
Sorry for the visual, but
No. No, but that's seriously perfect. Do you do the same, Darcy? Are you someone that writes your personal goals down, you manifest them, and then want to achieve them?
Probably not necessarily write them down, but
Okay.
I've got a pretty clear picture in my head of
Good.
where I want to be in like the next year, 5 years, 10 years.
Good.
But I try and, I don't know, stay in the moment and just slowly chip away at my goals and not think too far into the future. So, I'll try and stay pretty present, but again, have some pretty clear goals in mind.
Yeah, good. Most of it's boiled around focus. You know, your focus is right there. If you were to give an opinion on how much the mental side of the game has an effect on your performance, how much would you say it is?
Yeah, well, for me, it's been massive. Like 2 years ago, I was playing underage football, had no sense of how much the mental side of the game affects you. But then coming to the AFL and diving a bit deeper into how it all works, and it's been massive. Especially after a poor performance, you can be pretty down on yourself. But if you have the right things in place mentally to get you back up for next week, then I think you don't fluctuate as much from your performance. So I think it's massive in that sense.
It's an interesting one, and I don't like to necessarily bring it up, but you think about Jamara at the moment, just what the amount of scrutiny that's on him. I know with Harley Reid, he's got in contact with Hodgie just to try and find out what it was like for him being a number one draftee. There's a lot of pressure that's out there. Listen, it's football, and I get that, but there's life as well. So I asked that question based on how you see the mental side of things. How do you cope with it?
Yeah, at the moment, more so than ever, like with social media, the amount of talk shows that there are at the moment. Darcy, again, we had a long drive down here, so we were talking a lot about footy and just how much light there is on blokes like Harley Reid at the moment, which is really sad because, he's only 20 years old.
19, 20.
And no one really has answers for him, so... No. The mental side of the game is so untapped, and it plays a big part in the game itself, but also the stuff that comes with the attention of the game. So it's a little bit scary, to be honest. Yeah,
it's interesting that part that you bring up. I know BT had put something together where he said there's so many footy type shows that are on free to air as well as there are on streaming services, and literally they're all just opinion based. There's nothing else. There's no fact. It's just opinion based, and it can be so detrimental. So I asked that question with that relevance. I wished I would have had the opportunity to interview or talk to one of my favourite musicians. You guys wouldn't know him, but he was an individual by the name of Tom Petty. Who would you like to interview or talk to if you could?
So Keith Urban.
I don't know where that came from, but yeah. Is there anyone that you'd like to have an interview with or chat about?
Can they be dead?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well,
Tom Petty is, so...
Yeah, well, I think in terms of the mental side of the game, Kobe Bryant is one that comes to mind. That'd be pretty cool to hear about, how he went about things.
Yep.
He had a different mindset to most, and he was probably ahead of his time.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that'd be one that would
sure.
be, it would be an interesting conversation, I think.
Yeah. Anyone spring to mind to you for that?
Probably for me, he's a runner, Ali Kipchoge, holds a record for the marathon, and has really got a strong mindset of how to push through pain, and I think he'd be really interesting to interview. He's a millionaire pretty much, but still is humbled and lives back in his community in a small house. So I think that someone like him would be really good to interview.
Yeah, good. Nice life lessons in there. Your best ability is availability. Some football journeys can be cruelled by injury. So when you look at individuals that have played over 300 games, what's your first thoughts?
How's it possible?
Yeah.
I caught up with an old mate today, and he's like, "How long have you been in the system for?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my 11th year." "How many games you played?" Just over 180. He's like, "Is that all?" And I'm thinking, like, you have to be, and I've been pretty healthy throughout, but to see Pendles and Steel Sidebottom on the weekend play 300 games together. That is just absurd. And obviously they played a lot of finals throughout that period.
Yep.
And they've been relatively healthy. They would have had injuries here and there, but yeah, it's a lot of footy. You've got to have a good run. You got to be very lucky, but you're also
there. You go.
Again, I think Pendles is someone that would put a lot of time and money into his body, and similar to me, doesn't move too quick. So you can't tear too many muscles when you don't move too quick. But it's amazing.
Yeah, and you have a look at Steelo's game on the weekend.
Yeah,
I mean, just
exactly right.
Just full on. Anyway, boys, thank you. Really appreciate your candour. Thanks for your honesty. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for the boys?
That's good for footy.
So, are you ready to go, boys?
Yep.
No. All right, good. I love it. So, here comes your first question. First one in. A little bit of advice. Just keep the microphone up nice and close to your chin. All right? Here's your first question. Who's your club's captain?
Corey. Jack Steele.
There you go. Well done. Lucky you got that right. He's right there, huh? Who wears the number 6 at your club?
Corey.
Pass.
Jack McRae.
Yes, well done.
Yeah,
You're off the
Jackie.
mark. There you go. So you're all both on one each. Yeah, not too hard. Yeah, that's one. Yep. I'll flip that over to that. There we go. Look at that. All right, beautiful. St Kilda Football Club's motto in Latin is Fortius quo fidelius. Right? In English, what does it mean? Matt.
Strength through loyalty.
There it is.
There you go.
Very good. Thank you, mate. St Kilda Football Club was established in which year? It's multiple choice. A, 1973, B, 1783, or C, 1873?
Corey.
Yes, Corey.
1873.
1873 is correct. Well done. You're going to get hiccups over there in a second, mate. I can see it.
Hi, Keith. There for watching.
How many St Kilda players were named in the 2024 All-Australian squad?
Corey.
Kelly
Milky is one. He was one of them. And
No.
you?
No.
No.
Good. Matt, do you want to have a go?
Jack Sinclair and Wilkie.
No, just Jack Sinclair will do. You got one. He was named in the squad, not the team. All right, so you got it. You got 1 point. Don't look so surprised. It's beautiful. Closest to within 1,000, how many members does your club currently have?
Corey.
275. How many?
275.
No.
Well, mate, it's making a record.
60,000, I think.
No, you're both wrong. It was 51,070. You're semi-close though, Corey. How many premierships has your club won?
Corey. One premiership.
There you go. How many grand finals has your team played in?
One.
No.
Too many.
Matt?
I can't think anymore.
7, I think.
No, very close though, 6. But I'll give you 7 because there was a drawn grand final, so you can have it.
Yeah,
there you go.
thank you.
All right.
That's no fun.
Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Corey.
12th. Yeah, very good, mate. Well done. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season? Corey?
12.
No, Matt.
10.
You both went either side. 11. Bad luck. What year did your team last win a grand final?
Corey. 1966.
And who did you play?
Collingwood.
There you
Not
go.
a fun side.
1 point. How many points did you win that grand final by?
1 point.
1 point. All right, Corey, you can have that. This is for 2 points. You could catch up here if you were interested, Matt.
Oh, God.
For 2 points, who was the last St Kilda player to win a Norm Smith medal and what year was it?
Corey,
Corey.
2010, Lanny Hayes.
Oh, he's good, isn't he?
There you go.
Yes.
Give him
Well
my
done.
brain.
Well done. All right, this is for 14 points again, Matt. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2024 and how many goals did they kick?
Jack Higgins.
Yes.
With, I don't know, 36, isn't it?
Yes! I had to help him. Yeah, well done. That was for 2 points. Must be close now. 6 versus 7.
Oh, come on.
Only 2 more questions to go and you'll be off the stage, Matt. All right. This is a multiple choice question.
Yep.
Who has captained the St Kilda Football Club the most out of these 3 players? A, Nick Riewoldt, B, Nathan Burke, or C, Danny Frawley?
Corey.
Nick
Riewoldt.
Ooh, very good. Do you know how many? How many years?
287 years.
No, you got it. You got it. I shouldn't have asked the question. It's 8 versus 6. Last question. What year did the St Kilda play? What year did St Kilda play its last game at the then Moorabbin Oval?
Corey. 1992.
Wow.
There's your answer.
You got it. There you go. There you go. You've done it. You've done the whole lot. You were fantastic. What you've actually done, mate, is you're our winner. Matt, you didn't come up for nothing. You get a That's Good for Footy Little Football. How's that? Look at him. He's so excited, isn't he? It's hard to contain it. Corey, you're our winner. You've won a $100 voucher.
Yep.
From Hamper World. All right. So you've won one of these. So you can go out to Hamper World and get that. All right.
Thank
Anytime you like. That's yours from me to you and from the boys to you. And you can put your microphones down now, boys, because you were fantastic. Thank you. And thanks, guys.
That's good for footy.
All right. All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to read out the player, right, their first name and their surname, and you've just got to give me their jumper number. Oh. Are you cool with that? All right. That's going to be the segment. So you've got to have 45 seconds on the clock. Your first one will start when I read it out. Darcy's going to keep score for you. Here you go, Belinda. Just tell me their numbers. And it starts now. Jack Higgins.
Oh, my husband's going to kill me.
A long number to fit on his back.
Number 1.
Yes, well done. Dougal Howard.
No, pass.
Pass. All right, it's number 20. What about Liam Henry?
No, I'm sorry.
No, pass on that one. 23. What about Marcus Windhager?
2?
Yes, well done.
Thank you,
Marcus
crowd.
Matthias Philippou.
Number 5.
You shouldn't have listened to them, or you should have, but it was 25. You said 5. No. Mason Wood.
No, I don't.
No.
Numbers and I'm
No,
sorry.
good.
Numbers
That's
are
all
not
right.
my.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Wow. So it's total score of 2. Okay. It's all right. That's okay. That's okay. Don't be distressed. Don't be distressed. Sharon, how are you feeling? You okay?
I don't know. We'll see.
You what?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Would you prefer me to read out the jumper number and you tell me the name, or do you want me to read out?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter to you. Okay. I'm just talking. Yeah. Okay. All right. I won't say any more. Your time will start now with your first one. Darcy's going to keep score. Mason Wood.
Yeah. Look, 32.
Yeah. There you go. Rowan Marshall.
19.
That's good. Zach Jones.
3.
Very good. Jimmy Webster.
29.
All right. That'll do. Nasiah Wanganede Malera.
7.
Yes. Very good. Cooper Sharman.
11.
No. 43. Mitch Owens.
9.
No. 10.
It's Jack.
Callum Wilkie.
No.
Callum Wilkie.
44.
Yay. Jack McRae.
6.
Yes. Jack Sinclair.
30. Yeah, 35.
35.
That was my grandson.
Yeah, that's good. Hunter Clark.
11.
There you go. It wouldn't have mattered because you only had to beat 2, but you got 8. Well done. How good is that? Absolutely brilliant. Hey, Belinda, you don't go home empty-handed. You got a That's Good for Footy football as well.
I get that song lined up.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Sharon,
Yeah.
I told you, coming up here, it's all worth your while, okay? You've got a set of earbuds from Yamaha, right, valued at $135, okay? So they're yours. That's what you've won.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Congratulations. Thanks, ladies. You can now leave the stage. That was absolutely beautiful. Well, that didn't go the way I thought it would, but it was still something, wasn't it? All right. All right. Hey, thanks to everyone for getting involved tonight. Thanks for everyone for not only coming down to the Frankston RSL to get involved in the St Kilda show. We thank you for doing that, but we also thank you for once you got here for being part of both the raffle and the auctions. It was great to have you all here. We hope you've had a good time. What I need to do is just let you know we're going to be doing a couple of more shows before Gather Round, and they will be, our next one is on April the 2nd. We're back at the Mulgrave Country Club for a Hawthorn night with Dylan. Goodness me. With Dylan Moore and Connor McDonald. Hadn't even read out who it was. All right. And then on April the 9th, we're at the Mulgrave Country Club again for a Richmond Tigers night with Ryan Mansell and Sam Lawler. But you don't have to worry about that because that's only got 22 tickets left, so it's nearly sold out. So thanks to all the people that got involved in that. Nice. We sold half of those tickets in 9 hours, which was great. So remember when you're purchasing your tickets, if you do want to come along to another show, I presume you only want to see St Kilda ones, but either way, get onto the That's Good Footy website. Thanks to Sam. Thanks to the lovely Sandy. Appreciate both your input tonight. Great to have you here. But while you're feeling really good, could you please thank Darcy Wilson and Jack Still? Thanks, guys. Great to have the boys along tonight. Jack, thanks for being so open and candid. Darcy, I know it was probably a little bit of, ooh, where's all this going? But first time on the show, come on. Huh? You were very good, mate. You were very good. Really enjoyed it. Great to have you along. All I want to do now is I'm going to sign off in a sec, but could you boys just pick up your microphone and you speak to the St Kilda faithful before you go?
Yeah, thanks for coming along tonight, and yeah, thanks for the support, and yeah, hopefully we can play like we did on the weekend going forward a lot more consistently, and yeah, get a few more wins and strive for finals once again. So we'll see how we go.
Thank you. Darcy, you're not getting away that easy.
Yeah, just reiterating what Jack said. Thanks for coming along. Hopefully we can see you at a few games this year at Marvel, and yeah, hopefully we can have a good front end of the year and lead into the back end. So cheers.
Did you enjoy yourself tonight, Das?
Yeah, it was good fun.
He's a bit unsure, but that's all right. It'll sink in on the way home. They've got a long drive home, so Jack will be doing a lot of talking to him, I'm sure. But thanks, everyone. Thanks very much for coming out tonight. We hope to see you at another St Kilda show. Either way, this has been the That's Good for Footy panel show. My name's Damien. Thank you, guys. Cheers and good night. Thank you.
This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for you give it all, and you give more. That's good for footy. Oh, you give it all. That's good for footy. Oh, that's good for footy.